Week 18 of your 40 weeks to freedom from the narcissist is about learning not to be reactive. One of the things that being in a narcissistic relationship does is it puts you on high alert. Your flight or fight is triggered. So you become very reactive through no fault of your own to just about anything and anyone. This is a practice in slowing down and listening to what someone is really saying to you or asking you or are doing to help redirect any emotional reactivity, to understand their message without allowing our own thoughts and emotions to get in the way. I know for me, I was much worse right after I got out of all of the narcissistic relationships that I have been in. And even with my own mom, it was much worse in the past. But I still struggle, and it's one reason I'm single. I still struggle with not being reactive when someone says something that I take as offensive or controlling. Practicing not being reactive, slowing down that, or ending that fight or flight, response, the emotional responses and reaction that the narcissist, ingrained in you, is essential for your mental health. It's essential for the meaningful relationships around you. It's also part of taking back your control over your body, over your life, over your decisions. And you have every right to do that. At the same time, others do not or may not understand exactly what you've been through. So they may perceive your response to them as hostile or rude even. Now, no, you're not responsible for how someone else perceives how you react to their message. You cannot control someone else's thoughts or emotions or actions. So for week 18, I want you to start practicing some active listening. Just slowing down. Just take what others are saying at face value. Don't try to figure out what they mean by it, what are their motives by it. Just take it at face value. It doesn't mean that you just have to turn off your own feelings. But when someone is speaking to you, take a mental note of how it's making you feel. Sometimes we have a more intense feeling towards someone or a situation than others. What you may discover is that something they're saying or doing may very well be triggering the underlying emotions that you were conditioned with from being in a narcissistic or any abusive relationship. If you're in a conversation with someone, allow yourself to just take the time to not analyze what they're saying. Again, take whatever they're saying at face value. This isn't about checking them and their motives and what did they mean when they said that. It's about recognizing your own feelings and your own motives. If someone is asking you to do something, allow yourself and tell them to give you a few minutes or a few days to think about your decision, and then see how you're feeling. Really, this takes some practice, because it takes being very honest with yourself as well. But allow yourself the time to really think about, you're not trying to analyze the other person, but think about how you feel. Do you really want to do such and such? How's it going to make you feel if you say yes to this person? How's it going to make you feel if you say no to this person? Okay, why are you saying yes? Why are you saying no? If you're in just a casual conversation, try to relax and just take the conversation, for what it is at face value. Being reactive is a product of self-preservation. You're focusing on your feelings and of the other person that's involved, and you're trying to see them. This practice will allow you to see them as another human like yourself, rather than a threat. I can tell you that I still struggle with not being reactive, although I have gotten a lot better at it. If I receive a message, doesn't matter who it's from, I will oftentimes, I would say 90% of the time, again, it does depend on who the message is from, because as I said, I'm still working on this myself, and it's a continual thing. But 90% of the time now, I won't answer the person right away, whether it's a text message or Facebook message, email, whatever it is. I'll, a lot of times, depending again on the situation and who it is, will give myself, a couple of hours, sometimes a day or two, before I respond, because I allow myself to work through, and it's not something I'm constantly thinking about either, but I kind of subconsciously will allow myself to kind of mull over what was said, again, depending on what was said. I mean, if it wasn't a serious conversation, that doesn't apply. But if it's something that needs a reply from me, I give myself the time to think about it, and I look at myself, not them. Not what are their motives for this question, what are their motives for this message. I look at myself. How is what they're saying to me making me feel? If it's making me feel angry, I definitely don't respond right away. I let that kind of wash over me and wait for that feeling to subside before I reply, because that's has always, I think I was conditioned from a very young age to put up this shield for me personally and react in order to protect myself. And so allow yourself time to, before responding to folks, and make no apology for it. Sometimes you just have to remove yourself from a situation altogether. But the bottom line of this particular lesson here is to practice techniques in listening to the other person, not reacting right away, not making an immediate decision on anything. And sometimes it is necessary to completely remove yourself from a particular person or situation, especially if an individual just causes you to react all the time. But it is about slowing down your fight or flight response. Allowing your brain to relax and calm down and think about how you're going to respond, rather than just have like a knee-jerk response to something. And it is a thing that you have to work on. It's like a constant thing. But you'll get better and better at it, and you will find that you're much happier because you're not compromising yourself, your own needs, and you're allowing your brain to, for a lack of a better word, just to relax and not feel, and your emotions to relax, so that you don't feel tense all the time. You don't feel like you're quote unquote on all the time, and that your guard is not up all the time.